Hey, you guys! Happy Masculine Mondays! I am Regal Essence. I am Queen TV. I'm Queen TV After Dark. I'm your ray of sunshine in the afternoon time. I'm Life is a Laidback mom. I'm your crystal healer and dealer, and I'm your past life princess. Hey, boos. Hey. So, you guys already know I'm so excited to bring you guys this topic. However, me and God been shadow boxing about this like for the last couple of days, like all day. So I'm gonna need you guys to leave me a comment below. Tell me if this video helped you guys. Tell me if you guys need encouragement in this area, right? Because I don't know, like certain topics I like to I don't know, stay away from. Like I don't always like to be like in the mainstream of things. However, here we go. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about being positive in a world that is so toxic, right? So I use the word toxic, but I try not to use it like as like overkill, right? Because I personally believe that toxicity just comes from a lack of healing, right? Or just operating in a way that you know isn't, you know, your best self, you know, operating out of your shadow side, so to speak, right? So it's like, you know how you should be and you know a better way to be, but you just choose to kind of like do things the way that you've always done them, right? So we live in a society where they really utilize the term toxic. So here we are, right? And I just want to talk about being positive, right? Being positive in a world that is so toxic, because I realize that people really glorify toxicity, and people really glorify things that are negative, even though, you know, we're supposed to be, you know, a society of high vibing people, so to speak. But people still operate out of toxicity, right? Or operate from their shadow side, or operate out of a space of not necessarily, you know, be on their best behavior, right? So it's not cool to like really be on your best behavior, right? So toxicity seems to be something that is just like, oh, so popular, right? So, a couple of things. So I was talking to, y'all know I'm always talking to God. So he was giving me a download, right? And I was thinking about, you know, the chicks that we dime to be like ride or die. And I was just thinking about certain situations and certain women, how they stay in certain situations and they kind of get the clout and, you know, they get a lot of big ups or props for staying with a person when they are like operating out of their shadow side, right? And they tend to get a lot of props, right? And people tend to glorify that and say, you know, she stuck with me because, you know, she loved me whenever I was doing, I was out there wilding and acting crazy. You know, she stuck by my side, and that proves that she loves me, right? But I'm like, well, if she's operating from a healthy space and a space of self-love, you know, why is it that she would put up with, you know, certain toxic behaviors, right? And God began to give me a download about certain women being like spiritual handlers. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems as if they're there and they're riding and dying and they love you and all of that kind of stuff. But in reality, they're kind of like perpetuating that negative toxic masculinity, right? They stay even whenever you cheat and all of that kind of stuff. And I have a video and I shared it on my community board. So make sure you guys go and check it out. It's the very first video that I did, my very first toxic masculine video that I did, right? And I was talking about those women who seemingly, you know, stay around and support and, you know, men cheat and they take them back and all that kind of stuff. But I personally believe that they are a huge karmic amongst a bunch of little small low grade karmics. So they really don't care if the man cheats because they already know he's just cheating with somebody that's going to keep him like in a low vibrational state. And when I say handler, I say that meaning that they, you know, they were contracted from a past life, right? And as a handler, you know, they handle you. You know what I mean? Like they keep you in line, but they're not keeping you in line with positive things, but they're actually keeping you in line with more negative, low vibrational things, right? But it's perceived as something different. So I was just, you know, meditating on that and just like kind of really considering, you know, people's motives, you know, in relationships. A lot of the celebrity relationships, you know, the women have stayed and the men have done all types of things. And, you know, the woman stays around and is seemingly out of love. But in actuality, I don't view it that way. I view it as they stay because they want to keep that man in a low vibrational state, so that they don't ascend and actually become a divine masculine. And for that reason, you know what I mean? Like they, you know, they perpetuate that negative behavior. Now, it doesn't appear that way while they're in the relationship, but in reality, you know, that's what it is. Okay. So, first thing I want to do is encourage you guys to understand that there are going to be certain women that are sent into your life and she's not going to put up with your bullshit, right? And reason being is she sees greatness in you. She sees more in you than what it is that you may be displaying, and she's actually calling you to a higher level, right? She's calling you to a higher vibration. She's calling you into your soul purpose. But those women who tend to stay around out of love, they tend to get more props, and we villainize the women who are not really willing to put up with the bullshit, right? But those particular women typically are just, you know, they calling out the king in you. They just want to see a little bit more from you, right? So they're not willing to stay around and, you know, watch you behave badly, so to speak, right? So I want to encourage you guys that when there are women that are sent into your life to be something positive, to speak something into you, to call something out of you, honor her, right? Don't villainize her, and then, you know, put those that are willing to put up with negative behavior on a pedestal, okay? Because in actuality, she is there to do more for you than someone that would allow you to continue to, you know, stay in those same toxic cycles, okay? So that's number one. I want you to, you know, recognize the Delilahs in your life and recognize the Deborahs, right? Deborah was a judge. So she called things out. You know, she was a judge, right? So don't mistake the Deborahs in your life and villainize them, right? And then put the Delilahs on a pedestal, because we remember Delilah wanted to find out what Samson's secret was so that she can actually weaken him and make him pray for his enemies or his ops. You know what I'm saying? And she actually was in communication with the ops. And I'll never understand why Samson, knowing that she was trying to tell his secrets, why it is that he stayed with her. Like, I don't know. I'm going to ask God so he could tell me this week. So, yeah, you guys. So that's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to not despise the Deborahs in your life and put the Delilahs in your life on a pedestal, okay? Number two, I want to encourage you guys, right? In a society where toxicity and negativity is like so prevalent and so popular, I want to encourage you to stick to a positive lifestyle. So the people that I am sent to are those divine masculines that are awakening, going through their awakening, going through their dark night of the soul, going through a soul ascension, and you know, they're just really trying to figure it all out. So those are the people that I am sent to, right? So with that being the case, I don't necessarily talk a lot about toxicity, unless I'm kind of like doing, you know, a comparison. But I want to encourage you guys because I see how much toxicity is really perpetuated. And it's like, even whenever you start to change your life and do something different, people still want to highlight your negative traits. They still want to call you toxic, even whenever, you know, you getting it together. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that in certain celebrity news and things of that nature. And I'm pretty much, guys, I'm such a damn hermit. So I don't really stay up to date on celebrity news and what's going on and all that kind of stuff. But if it comes through, I'm a big YouTuber. So if it comes through on my news feed or as a recommendation or a suggestion, I may watch it. You know what I'm saying? So that is how I kind of like stay tapped in with what's going on. And if there's something going on and I really don't feel like figuring it all out, I'll just call my son, right? And he keep me up to date. My kids keep me up to date, right? So typically, the things that I talk about, the things that I deal with, are things that I have seen that have been, a concern or something that I want to speak on or something that I want to encourage my collective about, or just something that God has highlighted that He wants me to expound upon, right, for my collective. So, there is a particular celebrity who I really like. I'm not starstrucky, right? But I'm really impressed by his life, right? And his lifestyle. And to me, he exemplifies what a true divine masculine looks like. His lifestyle, his mindset. I've watched a couple interviews and things of that nature. And what I realize is that I watch how everything that he says, like the media attempts to twist it and make it something different, and they don't necessarily highlight the positive things that he says, and they don't highlight the positive things that he says, and even when he says something positive, they find a way to twist it into like a negative light, right? And I was like tripping, like, wow, like media really puts out there what it is that they want to be glorified, right? So we have to be careful with social media and the things, what we're feeding our spirit, our eye gates, our ear gates, all of those things. We need to really be careful, right? So I don't necessarily big up a lot of people. And like I said, I'm not a starstrucky type of person, because you know what I mean? Like, I'm a superstar myself, right? And in a past life, I was famous. And I've had past lives where I was very famous, right? And I've had past lives where I was with someone that was very famous, right? So I don't get starstrucky, easily, right? And it sounds kind of cocky, but I mean, it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a star in my own eyes, so I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get swayed by other people very easily, unless, of course, they are exemplifying something that I really stand for, right? So, point number 2 is very, very important that as a divine masculine, you stand for something, right? You should stand for something. If you are a person that has influence, you should be clear and concise about what your beliefs are on certain things and be able to articulate those things at any given time. Now, what I realize is those of us that are in the media, those of us that are in the spotlight, there's always going to be someone that is going to twist what it is that we say, twist what it is that we do, and try to make it fit into whatever persona or whatever agenda it is that they are pushing. So I just really want to encourage you guys who may be out there in your community, who may be out there, say, on social media, or just wherever it is that you tend to kind of have like an influence or a platform, whether it's your job, whether it's in your home, whether it's in your family. I just really want to encourage you guys to be sure and clear about what it is that you believe, right? And don't get discouraged whenever you have to go against the grain, okay? Don't get discouraged when people attempt to twist what it is that you say and twist how it is that you believe to kind of fit the agenda of, what mainstream society feels is popular, right? This particular person, and I don't give a lot of people a lot of props, because, like, when I first started off, like, I would just be bigging people up. I'd be giving people props and all of that kind of stuff. And then later on, I would find out that, like, they was totally against me, right? So I'm really careful who it is that I put on a pedestal, or who it is that I kind of like shout out at this point in my life. But he is somebody that every time that I have heard him speak, give his views on things, they're very much in alignment with the things that I believe, the things that I stand for, the things that I feel make a quality man, he embodies those traits. But then I also see how the media just twists things. Like they just twist stuff, and I'm just like, yo, is there no regulation for like the things that people report? Like, they report lies, they report stuff just all out of chronological order, anything to push an agenda, right? So I just want to encourage you guys, in a day and age where toxicity and negativity is the main thing, like it's the most popular thing, I just want to encourage you guys to continue to be positive, to continue to have something that you stand on. Stand on your morals, right? Stand on your morals and your values, regardless to who's backing you, regardless who agrees with you. Know that you are here for a purpose. And with that being the case, like, you just gotta be who you are. You just gotta be who you is. You know what I'm saying? So regardless to how people try to represent, not represent, that's not the word I want to say, regardless to how people want to portray you, regardless to how people want to portray you, regardless to who it is that you are and how it is that you show up in the world, I just want you guys to be encouraged, right? And I want you guys to be encouraged to be positive in a world that is full of toxicity. Be positive in a world that is so toxic. You know what I'm saying? Don't despise the Deborahs in your life and elevate and put on a pedestal the Delilahs in your life, but instead recognize those that have been sent in to push you to your next level, push you to a greater level of being, right? And stay away from people who want to see you small. Stay away from people who glorify your negative traits, right? Stay away from people that when you're trying to do better and do something different, they want to keep on pulling you back into your old lifestyle, because we're always going to run into that. We're always going to have people that don't want to give us credit for who it is that we are, don't want to give us credit for how much we have grown past certain things and certain behaviors. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to encourage my divine masculine to keep on shining, keep shining, and keep being positive in a world that is just like so negative. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you guys, that's all I got for y'all. But I need y'all this week. I need y'all to leave a comment. And first of all, let me say, shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all of those who leave comments up underneath my videos. I appreciate you guys. And on this particular video, I want you to comment. I want you to let me know if you needed to be encouraged to be positive in a world that's so toxic. I need to know that. You know what I'm saying? I need to know that what I say make a difference. You know, I'm pretty sure it does. You know what I'm saying? Like, God doesn't always make sense, right? He doesn't always tell us what feels good to us, or he doesn't always have us share things that's going to feel good to everybody, right? However, as we stand on who it is that we are, as we continue to know what our morals and values are and continue to push those things unapologetically, we force other people to change, whether they want to or not. And if they mad, so what? Let them be mad. Let them be mad. Tell them why you mad, son. So yeah, you guys, that's all I got for y'all. Make sure y'all drop a comment below. Tell me if this video was beneficial. Tell me if you needed to be encouraged today, to be positive in a world that's so mother freaking negative. You know what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you guys to just keep on doing what you do. Keep on making those positive changes in your life. Little changes turn into big changes, right? Changing your mindset changes your behavior. Changing your behavior changes your life. You know what I'm saying? So just know that I love you guys. Share this video with your friends. If you haven't subscribed, what you waiting for? Subscribe, hit the bell button so you know every time I post up. And remember, I love you. Peace.